Your enemy is enemy. Your enemy is enemy. It's not outside of me. It's not what they said about me. It's not what she threatened me with. It is not what Jezebel said that's killing you. It is what you are saying to yourself over and over and over and over again.
When you honor God, when you keep Him first place, what limits others won't limit you. Now you have to give God something to work with. You can't go around with a defeated mindset. Joel, this sounds good, but I'm afraid my children are going to get off course. This sickness runs in my family. I'm afraid I'm going to get it. The scripture says, what you fear is going to come upon you. Quit living out of fear and start living out of faith. Father, thank you that my health is invisible to the enemy, that I will run and not be weary, that with long life you will satisfy me. Faith and fear have something in common. They both ask us to believe something that we can't see. Whichever one you get in agreement with is the one that's going to come to pass.
What you doing here? Don't you have practice?
Not anymore, I quit.
So you didn't make the dress list. There are greater tragedies in the world.
I wanted to run out of that tunnel for my dad. To prove to everyone that I worked...
what?
That I was somebody.
Oh, you are so full of crap. In this lifetime, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself. And after what you've gone through, if you haven't done that by now, it ain't gonna never happen. Hell, I've seen too many games in this stadium.
But you said you never saw a game.
I've never seen a game from the stands.
Player?
I rode the bench for 2 years. Thought I wasn't being played because of my color. I got filled up with a lot of attitude. So I quit. Still not a week goes by, I don't regret it. And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
When you push so hard, something's about to give. And I started to give. My mind started to break down. I started feeling my legs starting to hurt. I started feeling dehydrated. Started feeling sorry for myself. Started looking around. No one knows I'm fucking out here running. Why don't you go ahead and just stop? Call your girl, have her pick you up. And that's when I feel like a little bitch. And this is when your mind has to fucking change. You gotta start thinking, I'm the grittiest motherfucker in the world. Your dehydration? Fuck it. Lick your motherfucking lips. Your fucking legs are all sore. You feel like you got shin splints and stress fractures? No, you don't. You got sore fucking legs. Get out of your head and stay hard.
Take yourself out your comfort zone. Do not live in your bubble. Put some more air in your bubble. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt.
Cognizant, you have to be aware of how you are being influenced. Because in this day and age, right now, if you aren't careful, you can slide down the path to weakness, the path to fragility, and the path to a lack of control as to what is happening in our lives, in your life. Life will happen to you instead of life happening for you. Do not allow that. Just do not allow that. You have to take control. You got to do something to get control of your brain, of your mind. You got to check yourself. I don't care how you do it.
Dude, I'm always, every day, building belief. And my belief had to be where it is because I was so far down. So it may take a 200-mile run for me. It may take a 100-mile run. It may take late nights in the gym. But without belief, you have nothing. And I realized that when I was a young kid, I have no belief. I have to build it. And a 5-mile run didn't do it. I had to push myself to such extremes because I came from, people judge me by not knowing where I came from. So unless you're me and you came from where I came from, I guarantee you wouldn't have made it out. Guarantee you. And I knew that. So my belief comes from going, I had to build it. And that's how I built it, man. I built it.
You are battered, broken, and depleted.
Some of you have been abandoned. Your greatest opponent is an enemy you cannot see, but you can feel. You can feel that abandonment. You can feel that agony, that anguish. You can feel that anger. You can feel the confusion. You can feel the laziness, the deceitfulness, the depression. You can feel the garbage of guilt and fear. You can feel the dysfunction. You can feel it. That is the enemy. The battle, the fight for the future, the fight to rise is in your head. It's all in your head.
Winners win and losers fucking lose. At the end of the day, winners are going to fucking win and losers are going to fucking lose, no matter what. Henry David Thoreau has this quote that I just love this quote, okay? Most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Quiet desperation. You know what that means? It means on the inside, they ache, they groan, and they are filled with dissatisfaction and anger and frustration. And I agree with that. I think if we're all honest, we can relate to that. Okay? I think it's pathetic to live passively. I think it's pathetic to think that the world owes you something. I think that it's pathetic to think that you do things just because you're expected to do things based upon the system that you were brought up in over the course of your life.
Now is the moment to capture the vision. Let me tell you something. Here's what success is all about. You need these three things. Are you ready? You need skill set, mindset, and opportunity. Skill set, mindset, and opportunity. You need to rise up and understand what success is all about. Skill set, work on your skill. Mindset, work on your mentality, baby, and your opportunity will come. Trust me, when your opportunity comes, you better be ready. When your opportunity hits, you better respond, baby. And all the work you put in, all the grind you put in, when your opportunity shows up, you're going to be ready. Because hard work pays. Let me tell you something. Hard work will pay off.
When you feel that you don't have the oxygen, when you feel like you're about to give up, when you feel like you're about to die, resurrect yourself and just rise.
These people are miserable because they think that they are victims. They're victims of hard times. They're victims of bad luck. They're victims of people in their lives or whatever else they say. If you aren't waking up with goals, if you aren't taking life by the balls, if you aren't committed to acting and growing and becoming better and improving and pushing the fucking envelope to the limits, you will never be satisfied. You will never be happy, and successful people know this. They believe this. This is what drives them. They trust the work, not just to get the results, but to feel good about themselves. It's not about the money. It's not about the cars. It's not about the fucking financial success. It's not about the notoriety. It's about what the fuck you feel like on the inside. And it is impossible. Impossible.
Motivation is kind of a strange word because it doesn't really mean what we think it means. We think it means that we're fired up to do something. We think that it means we're eager and passionate to make something happen. And we think that somehow we should just be able to turn on that eagerness and turn on that passion. But we can't. You just can't turn on passion. You can't just turn on the desire to execute a task. It just doesn't work that way. And honestly, that isn't even what motivate means. Motivate doesn't mean to yell and scream and encourage. No, to motivate actually means to provide a motive, a reason why.
You matter. There's a reason. I want to make sure you understand the reason. The reason why you matter is because you'll never have, you'll never be, you'll never do. You are powerful beyond measure. Your daddy wasn't in your life. Your mother wasn't in your life. I don't know. You didn't have a mentor. I don't know. But you may have never heard someone look you in your eye, look you in your soul, and tell you that you not only matter, you're powerful. I want you to take your life to a whole new level. I want you not only to understand you matter, I want you to go in that mirror and say, I matter. You can't activate life. You can't begin to experience life in the way you want to experience. You can't have it. You can't be it. You can't do it until you activate it.
So to motivate someone is to explain to them why they're doing what they're doing, how it will help them, where it'll take them, why they should continue to work and to struggle and to fight. And when you need motivation yourself, don't look for someone to scream and yell. Don't look for someone else to give you motivation. Look at yourself. Look at yourself and remind yourself why. Why you are doing what you are doing. Remind yourself that this struggle, this temporary pain, this fight that you're in, this is what will make you stronger.
It's all in there. All your gifts, all your talents, everything you need to do to be what you've been called to do. What you've been birthed to do, you can't do until you activate, until you recognize you matter. You're powerful beyond measure.
Your greatest hater is you. Your greatest hater is you. Your greatest fear is you. And I would just encourage you to give you a shot. Like, you ain't never really gave you a shot. You know, like, you've never given you a full year. You've never given you 365 days. You've never given you 120%. And I would just say to you, love you enough. You're beautiful.
But it's not a day to be lazy. Put your lazy aside. Don't wait for someone to hand you something. Don't put it aside and say, well, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, I'm not going to do it right now. Tomorrow, I can take care of it tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow is good. I can do it tomorrow. No, you could do it now. Not tomorrow. Leave tomorrow alone. And stop letting lazy dictate your life. I don't agree with lazy. I preach it every day. If you want something out of life, you got to go after it. If you truly believe in yourself, then continue to believe in yourself. Have more faith in yourself and put lazy aside.
Here's a word that I'm going to drop on y'all. Understand this. Your attitude will compromise the altitude of your career. God didn't bring you on this earth for you to be average, basic, regular, normal. You're like a robot. What is everybody thinking? That's what I'm going to think. What is everybody wearing? That's what I'm going to wear. What is everybody driving? That's what I'm going to drive. What does everybody want to do when they grow up? That's what I'm going to do when I grow up. You're like a robot. Monkey see, monkey do. You don't innovate, you duplicate. You're a replica. I might as well put you in an assembly line and let you be a carbon copy of everything and everybody that's out there. You have not recognized your individuality. You have not recognized that you're your own man with your own thoughts, your own gifts and talents, and more importantly, intentions. But in the midst of being gifted and talented and your own man or own woman, it is your attitude that has been compromising your altitude, your pride, your ego, your narcissist being so consumed in self, not being able to coexist with others. I, me, and my comes out of your mouth. How many times can you go through your day without saying I, me, and my, and flipping that into we, ours, and us? How often can you do it? I believe that if your career is not on the level that it's supposed to be on, you are all about sabotaging, self-sabotage, and self-defeat. You may believe because your mama taught you this or your daddy taught you this. You may believe that you don't deserve the finer things in life.
See, the way in which we operate, ladies and gentlemen, it's a manifestation of what we believe, what's possible for us. Whatever you've done up to this point, all that it really is a duplication, it's a reproduction of what you believe subconsciously that you deserve and what's possible for your life.
So as soon as an opportunity presents itself for your career and your life to go from here to where you should be, you figure out a way to f*** it up. Self-sabotage and self-defeat. It's something. It is a family negative gene that gets passed down. You have witnessed your mama, your father, or somebody in your immediate circle f*** up every opportunity that presents itself. Self-sabotage, self-defeat. You don't feel like you deserve the finer things in life. That's why every time the opportunity presents itself, you figure out a way to fuck it up. Now that could be in a man, that can be in a woman. Here's a man that respects you, wants to treat you like the world. In your mind, he doesn't challenge you. He doesn't beat you. He's not putting you down, being mean, evil, and condescending, so you don't feel like you deserve the finer things in life. So you figure out a way to fuck it up because in your mind, you're bored. You're not challenged. I don't know. I need a thug. Self-sabotage and self-defeat is real.
What I'm suggesting that you operate out of a larger vision of yourself. I want you to see yourself doing what you want to do, experiencing what you want to experience, having what you want to have, doing what it is that gives your life some meaning and value. Operate out of your imagination, not your memory. Well, most people, ladies and gentlemen, when something happens to them, what they do is they begin to believe that that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. And they can't see the possibility of it being any different. Example, before April 1954, the common belief, the universal belief, because it had been tried again and again and again and people had failed, the belief was that man was not physically capable of breaking the 4-minute barrier, that he could not run a mile in less than 4 minutes. It had never been done. But here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Roger Bannister came along, and he broke the 4-minute barrier. Since that time, up to this day, over 20,000 people have done it, including high school kids. What changed? 20,000 people, what changed? Here's what happened when they got on the track. They knew it had been done. There was a new belief about this goal that was unreachable. Knowing in their heart that someone had done it, that it's possible, that they could do it. And I'm saying that if you know anybody that had some goal, some dream, something they wanted to do, and they did it, then I'm saying that you know in your heart that if someone has done it, then you can do it. It's possible. If someone can make their dream become a reality, then it's possible that you can make your dream become reality. And so as you begin to look at where you want to go, beginning to embrace that. It's possible. I'm blessed and highly favored. I've got a lot going for me. I got some good stuff in me.
I like my life. I like the things that are going on in my life. I'm not going to sabotage it. I love flying. I'm not a duck, not average. I'm an eagle. I am individually me. I fly high above the clouds. That's who I am.
And it's possible that I can bring my greatness out here in the universe. I can write my own book. I can have my own business. I can take the trip and travel around the world. It's possible. I can bounce back from adversity and reinvent my life. It's possible. Regardless of where I am, the things can get better for me.
Do you want to fly or do you want to remain average? Being attractive and fly and swagged out is not going to get you everywhere in life. It can only get you so far. You have to be a thinking man and a thinking woman. Your attitude will continue to compromise the altitude of your life and your career.
I'm thinking about two men who are fairly successful, similar background, educated. They worked for a corporation for many years, and they were among many people that were laid off. One went out looking for a job for several weeks along with the other one, and they faced disappointment and rejection again and again and again. They couldn't find any work, which is the story of many people across this country. One guy stopped. He became discouraged. He stopped going. He stayed home looking at television, became very argumentative and toxic with his wife, drinking beer, getting on the phone, talking to his other negative, unemployed friends, and he just gave up. The other guy kept looking for a job everywhere he could go. Every time he could get an opportunity, kept asking people, checking the newspapers every day.